Yo, what's up, man? It's Friday afternoon. Just leaving the barbecue place, man. There's something about Earl Dukes, man. I just have to have that barbecue, man. It ain't the best for you, but hey, it is what it is. But to get to the reason of the message, man, I've been pushing the message purpose according to what God has been giving me. And I spoke about, your purpose making room. Also, don't let the enemy exploit your purpose. But the enemy's desire is to destroy you before you reach your purpose. And what happens is we allow him to do so, but God doesn't let him destroy us in a sense of totally annihilating us. But what he does is he allows him to attack us and break us so that we do find him and serve him in the capacity and find our purpose so that we do what he calls us to here for, or put us here for. Just to tell you a little bit about my testimony, man. It was prophesied to me when I was 12 years old that I would be a great man of God and a shepherd of God. But at that point in time, I couldn't see it because at that point in time, I was selling drugs at 12. And then from that point, man, I knew who God was and I acknowledged him as the creator of all, but I didn't serve him. I didn't pray like I was supposed to. I never really went to church like I was supposed to. I knew nothing about paying tithe or giving tithe. I knew nothing about nothing when it came to the mind state and the mind state of a kingdom individual. And as time went on, I found myself living a reckless life to the point where I felt like I was about to die. I was blacking out, hitting my face on the ground, just living completely reckless, man. And it got to a point where I stopped and I was at home and I told God and it's one of the first conversations I had with him in a long time. But the first words out of my mouth was, if this is the plan and this is what you're allowing to happen to kill me, let's not play with it and let's go ahead and get it over with. And in that moment, that was probably the darkest moment I ever had in my life. I felt like death was really riding my back after I made that statement. And I wouldn't say I forgot. I just never realized that no matter what you say, you're speaking life or death over yourself. And that really came to a point where I felt like death was really there. And once I felt that for a few days, I thought I could protect myself by carrying more guns and things of that sort, but it wasn't helping. It was only making me paranoid to set myself up to be killed. And I took my time on one day as I took a shower to talk to God and ask him what he wanted. And in that moment, he continuously sent people to tell me what my purpose was. And after I found my purpose, man, I stopped trying to force myself to live how society says live and live how the world says you should live and live how God said live according to the kingdom. Do I still have faults and flaws? Of course I do. But what I am telling you is don't allow the fact that you have faults and flaws push you away from serving your purpose. Because the enemy will always make you feel like you're not good enough. He'll always make you feel like the mistakes that you made, you can't go to God with, or you should wait until you're complete in order to go to God. How is it that you can ever be complete and go to God when he's the only perfect entity that ever existed? That's a mind game that the enemy plays to make you feel like you will never be good enough to serve God and have a kingdom mind state. Well, we all will make mistakes, no matter who it is, the pastor, the deacon, first lady. Everybody will make mistakes. Understand that. But don't let that be the reason you don't serve your purpose, man. Move towards your purpose. Stop allowing the enemy to make you feel like you can't do it. I only post these messages because I don't want people to go through what I went through as an individual. I thought what's always been my stronghold is drinking and smoking. And I started thinking that real men smoke and drink when I was about 5 years old because that's all I could identify with as a kid. Men who went to work, drank, smoked cigarettes, and provided for their families. So at that age, I began to believe that that's what real men did to provide for, in the process of providing for their family. But that was all a plot that the devil had against me as a kid. So what I'm honestly telling everybody, man, don't make the mistakes I made. Don't walk the path that I walked. Your path may be a little different from mine, but we all have the same struggles, man. We all go through the same thing, and the devil is fighting us all. It took me going to jail for DUI and felony possession before I realized that my life was really on a downward spiral. But that was also the most defining moment because I found myself praying to God and reading the Bible all day long. And from that point on, man, I began to seek what God had for me. Don't let the enemy exploit you, man, to the point where you feel like you can't serve God to the maximum because of what you do or who you are or what has happened. The enemy's job is to seek to kill, steal, and destroy. Don't fall into any of those categories according to what he makes you think. Serve God, find your purpose, and save others. I'm out.